You wake up to find an old, dusty floppy disk lying on your doorstep. No note, no explanation. Curiosity wins. You dig out an ancient drive just to see what's on it. The screen flickers, and suddenly grainy footage appears of a crime that hasn't happened yet. A time, a face, a location. You dismiss it as a hoax until the news breaks the next day. Same scene, same victim. Now the disc shows another, and another, and you realize this thing doesn't just predict crimes, it chooses who sees them. Today we will talk about an old floppy disk on your doorstep shows you crimes before they happen. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. The mysterious arrival. One day, you find an old, dusty floppy disk sitting quietly on your doorstep. No note, no sender information, just the disk itself. At first, you think it might be some forgotten relic from decades ago, a piece of outdated technology tossed aside and lost in time. Floppy disks were once a primary medium for storing digital data, popular in the late 20th century, but now nearly obsolete with the rise of USB drives and cloud storage. Curiosity overcomes skepticism, and you decide to plug it into an old computer or a floppy disk drive adapter. What appears next on the screen shocks you. Files detailing crimes that have not yet occurred. These aren't vague warnings or generalized information, but highly specific. Detailed accounts of criminal events, locations, times, victims, and perpetrators. The implications are staggering. This disk holds information that could potentially prevent harm and save lives. But how is this even possible? The emergence of this disk introduces a paradox that challenges our understanding of time, causality, and technology. 2. Understanding the technology. Floppy disks, once revolutionary, had limited storage capacity, usually 1.44 megabytes for the common 3.5-inch version. Yet this disk somehow contains extensive detailed files that describe crimes before they happen. Could this be an advanced form of encrypted data or some unknown form of temporal technology? Theories arise about the disk being part of a secret government experiment or a time-looped data transmission from the future. Others speculate it could be a hacker's elaborate hoax. Regardless, the mere presence of such predictive data on an outdated storage medium adds a layer of mystery. The mechanism by which these files predict events defies conventional logic and current technology. It raises questions about how information can transcend time and space, and whether these predictions are deterministic or probabilistic. This strange intersection of obsolete hardware with futuristic capabilities forms the foundation of an unnerving story about fate and free will. 3. The first predictions unfold. As you start to cross-reference the floppy disk's contents with real-world events, the chilling accuracy becomes undeniable. Minor crimes like petty thefts and local vandalism match the descriptions exactly, down to the suspect's clothing and the precise timing. More seriously, violent crimes and large-scale incidents, such as assaults and robberies, also play out as predicted, sometimes only hours after you read the files. This creates a growing moral dilemma. Should you warn the authorities, intervene personally, or remain silent, fearing unintended consequences? Sharing the information could prevent harm, but it also risks alerting criminals or disrupting the timeline. The psychological weight of this knowledge begins to bear down on you, as the disk essentially places you in the role of a guardian or arbiter of fate. Your actions might save lives or cause chaos. Every new file brings tension, as the window to act narrows. The disk becomes both a blessing and a burden. 4. Ethical and legal questions. The existence of a device that can foresee crimes raises profound ethical and legal questions. If you act on the information, are you infringing on someone's rights before a crime is committed? Could such preemptive action lead to wrongful accusations or violations of privacy? Law enforcement agencies have struggled historically with the idea of predictive policing, where data is used to anticipate criminal behavior, often leading to controversies around racial profiling and civil liberties. This floppy disk scenario magnifies those concerns exponentially because the predictions are uncannily specific. Should the police be informed and allowed to use this disk as evidence or a preventive tool? Or is it too risky and prone to abuse? Moreover, the reliability of the data must be scrutinized. If the predictions fail or are misinterpreted, innocent lives could be destroyed. The disk opens a Pandora's box of questions about justice, accountability, and the potential for misuse of extraordinary knowledge. 5. Psychological impact on the finder. Possessing knowledge of future crimes can take a massive psychological toll. The person who discovers the floppy disk is thrust into an overwhelming position of responsibility. They may experience anxiety, paranoia, and moral conflict as they wrestle with whether to intervene or stay detached. The pressure to constantly monitor and analyze new information strains mental health, particularly as the stakes escalate with more serious crimes appearing on the disk. The burden of knowing tragedies before they happen can lead to isolation, depression, and even trauma. Psychologists might compare this to the bystander effect in reverse. Rather than feeling powerless, the individual feels crushing power paired with helplessness. The fear of making mistakes and the responsibility for outcomes create a psychological minefield. This dynamic is as compelling as the technological mystery itself, emphasizing the human cost of such supernatural insight. 6. Possible origins of the disk. Where did the floppy disk come from? Its origins remain a mystery. It could be the product of an unknown experimental technology developed by a secretive agency, a rogue scientist, or even an advanced AI projecting data backward through time. Some theories even suggest paranormal origins or time travelers who left this device as a warning or tool. The physical nature of the disk contradicts the futuristic nature of the data it contains, which is part of the enigma. Experts analyzing the disk might find unusual materials or encoding methods not documented in known floppy disk manufacturing processes. Alternatively, it could be part of a psychological experiment, a hoax designed to manipulate or terrorize. 7. Societal implications. If this floppy disk were to be widely known or replicated, society would face enormous upheaval. Crime prevention would become theoretically possible on an unprecedented scale, but at what cost? The justice system might shift from punishment to prevention, possibly eroding due process. The mere knowledge of future crimes could create panic, distrust, or vigilantism. Criminals might adapt by changing their plans or targeting those who possess the disk. Governments and law enforcement agencies would seek control of such technology, potentially leading to surveillance states or abuses of power. Public reaction would likely be mixed, ranging from hope to fear, skepticism to fanaticism. Philosophically, it would challenge fundamental beliefs about free will, destiny, and moral responsibility. 8. What lies ahead? The story of the floppy disk predicting crimes remains open-ended. As you continue to explore its data, you become part of a larger narrative about technology, fate, and human nature. The disk invites us to consider how much control we have over our destiny and whether knowledge of the future is a gift or a curse. It provokes deep questions. Should we seek to know what is to come? How do we balance intervention with respect for natural events? The disk might be a harbinger of future technologies that blend data and time in ways we cannot yet comprehend. Or it could be a reminder of the mysteries still lurking at the edges of human understanding. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up, leave a comment, and click the button to subscribe.